Hello, Professor, and whoever else may be watching. I hope that you're in great health and that quarantine hasn't been boring you too much. But in the case that you are bored, I know a pretty good remedy. Reading a book is the ideal method of freeing your mind of corona-related worries, at least in my mind. As someone who's been reading a lot recently due to having way too much free time, my mood has improved drastically, and my mind is clearer than ever. So, to further entice you into reading during these lonesome days, I'll go over the benefits of reading, namely that reading a book both entertains and informs, it greatly benefits your health, and it is a healthier alternative to constantly surfing the web. I, for one, have been typing nonstop, so I think I'm starting to develop carpal tunnel, so that's fun. So yeah, reading entertains and informs. It offers a chance at a escapism. You're able to build a world up in your head. Well, you're able to read and build up the world that you read in your head, and just kind of immerse yourself in the culture that a book presents. And I've been reading the Dune Chronicles lately, and I've recently come to love the lore and culture of that world. It really helps just kind of forget about your worries. And to quote the author of Dune, Frank Herbert, he wrote that fear is the mind killer. So at times like this, escapism through books can be a really great remedy for dealing with any fears that we may be facing. In addition, you can learn a variety of things from many different viewpoints. Primarily, books are a great way to teach people empathy, especially younger people like children. They give you an opportunity to walk through or like see the world as someone else may see it. And in addition, another thing you can learn is that you can really grow as a writer by reading the works of others. I read quite a lot as a kid, and I really grew that way. I really came into my own as a writer based on what I read from other people. I kind of learned to ape what they do. In addition to there being plenty to learn and enjoy from reading, many studies have shown that reading can positively benefit your health. It can help prevent the slowdown of cognitive processes due to aging. According to an article by Marissa Selfson, recent studies have shown that by keeping the brain active through reading, diseases such as dementia and Alzheimer's can have their effects lessened or take longer to progress. So that's really great. So maybe if you have an older relative, you could suggest taking up reading if they don't already. And it sharpens your decision-making skills. You feel more awake and more just more aware of what's going on around you when reading. And plus, it reduces stress. Reading reduces stress. This is somewhat dependent on the material being read, but generally the heart rate relaxes while a person is reading. So there's many more benefits besides what I've stated, but there are also advantages to reading when pitted against surfing on the web. So my third main point is healthy alternatives. It's a healthy alternative to surfing on the web. Constantly subjecting yourself to modern news media and social media, especially these days, can really burn you out and could really just exposing yourself to such negativity all of the time can just really get to you. So, in addition, books are a much more reliable source of information, or at least when it comes to colleges, you'll be appreciated more for citing a book than you would if you just cited some random article online. Unlike random Twitter posts or even online articles, most books usually have to go through an editor or publisher to be considered accurate and worth publishing. So there is more general reliability there. So, and also they could also serve as both primary and secondary sources if you're citing the author experience itself as a primary source. So finally, there are physical benefits to reading books instead of laying around with a phone in your face. So staring at the bright glare of a screen could cause your eyes to ache. This isn't the case with physical books. Also, according to slchealth.org, you have an easier time falling asleep after reading a physical book versus reading from your phone, since the screens stimulates your brain too much, and also interferes with your melatonin production. And also, like I mentioned before, flipping through the pages of a book is a lot less likely to cause carpal tunnel versus tapping away at your phone or keyboard. Now, I'm pretty sure that you have tons of other speeches to listen to, so I guess I'll wrap things up here by stating that reading books can be informative and entertaining. Reading books positively influences your health. And lastly, it's a healthier alternative to surfing the web. So before carpal tunnel starts setting in, please consider putting down your phone and picking up a book. Be safe.